In the 305, shorty know what's up. About 305 when I was pulling up. She didn't want me back then when I was growing up, but I bet she want the kid now that I'm glowing up. I don't gotta start, so you know it's us. Hella loud outside, girl, you know it's us. Baby girl, play it roll, just follow the script. Yeah, I'm fucking with the bitches like the double shift. Yeah, I don't gotta choose, yeah. All these bitches favorite, they be breaking rules, yeah.
Nah, it's like, whoa, let the recording go, man. Alright, here we are.
Another episode of Smltwn.
There it is, another one.
Salud.
We got one more today. It's not just Slim and A, it's Slim and A and EP.
In the building.
Welcome to Kid EP. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Hey,
Absolutely.
our pleasure. You know, you blessing us with your presence today. We want to, speak about a few things, especially like what upcoming things you have going on, what's really popping within your artistry, I would say.
Yeah.
Go ahead and kind of give us a breakdown of what you have going on right now.
So for those that don't know, my name's EP, representing Smltwn Productions, Plantation, Florida. It's middle of Broward County, essentially. The very center, heart of Broward County, I consider. You just got, it's a whole production company, it's a whole team, we're building a whole, an empire, essentially. I got a whole project out on all streaming platforms called Time Told right now.
Yep.
That you guys are a little familiar with.
Of course, it's a banger.
Thank you.
My favorite song on that, Choose. Hey.
Oh, Choose, can't sleep on Choose. I like Made For with Westside Millie.
That's crazy.
And speaking of Westside Millie, you and him made a little appearance the other night at 27 Bar and Lounge. You blessed an open mic.
Yeah, thank you for having me for that too, man. That was dope.
Absolutely,
that was
no
dope. Yeah, I had to bring some friends through, you know what I'm saying? If I eat, everybody gotta eat, you know what I mean? So I gotta show love everywhere, you know?
Okay, what kind of went into your steps of choosing the songs you were gonna perform that night? What's the procedure in an artist's life? What are you going through on a daily basis to kind of make a list of, hey, this is what I'm gonna perform, this is what I'm gonna get to rock the crowd, things like that?
That's a good question. It's tough. It's tough, having to have a set time, and then having to kind of choose what you feel is gonna rock the crowd, and being torn between what you want to do versus what you know is gonna rock the crowd. Because sometimes there's a little bit of a battle there too. You know what I mean?
True.
And honestly, I just try to trust my gut. I just kind of make a decision, go with a certain track list, and trust it. Yeah. Pray on it and trust it.
That's what's up, man.
I know you dropped a little a new song kind of on us during the actual performance. I know that was kind of a little little sneak peek on what we haven't heard yet. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that song?
The Only Love Me When I'm in Your Bed record.
Whoa! You can't just come on now. You can't just go over that.
This is a PG podcast here. What's going on?
Elaborate on that. Why that title?
I mean, it kind of just gets kind of as little as it sounds. Really, some people will only care for you, only seek you out, for any energy, any help, anything when it suits them, when it benefits them. It's not, sometimes it's not genuine,
Okay.
And that's something that you kind of have to that's one of those growing pains, one of those lessons that you learn in life, that everybody that's around you is really for you,
Ooh. It's not a two-way relationship, two-way friendship kind of thing.
Exactly.
I feel you on that. Well, yeah, we got blessed with that, and again, you did a song with Westside Millie. You guys.
Shouts to him. That's on Time Told, all streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to him. That was dope. That's produced by Zenas as well. Smltwn Zenas. He's the producer in the production company. He's the mastermind. He's the engineer. He masters everything. He's the last person that gets any touch on anything. Last person that hears anything.
Yeah.
So shout out to him.
How did you guys end up collaborating together and end up kind of working together on these projects, or this project specifically? How did that kind of come into the works?
So Smltwn itself is just honestly, it's a bunch of friends from high school. Shout out to Cartier. Cardi I met my sophomore year of high school, and his older brother, a couple years older than us, had a little studio in the crib, and I kind of started recording with them. I also like made friends at school as well,
Yeah.
which would be like Zenus. Shout out to Condor, other producer engineer on the production company. So it's really just like a bunch of like friends that just grew up in like the same area, same neighborhood, like, with the same vision and same dream. Also shout out to Aston Martin, because Aston Martin recorded most of them. He's not actually in my production company. He's just like a good friend of mine, a homie. Like, it's my brother. He looked out. I met him at a time where I didn't think I'd really be doing music for much longer.
Oh wow.
And he kind of brought Time Told out of me in like a 2 year. Like, it took a whole 2 years. We recorded like 30 records, 30 some odd records, and 9 came out of it.
Oh, that's good.
So shout out to him too. He played a big part in the project as well.
Yeah, the
see his
project
name
was
all
amazing.
over.
I liked the project a lot. It was amazing, Again, my favorite was Choose. I thought that was a hard banger. You feel me? Not a lot of people, get that out of me, but I really respected that.
Yeah.
That's sending high regards over here by this guy.
I'm.
He's rocking the Miami Vice Wade jersey. So.
You see it. You see what's going on.
That's crazy. But you also have another song on the project, Lamley. I enjoy that one.
Look at me, look at you.
Yeah, and you have a little a video with that I saw.
Yeah, shout out to Mont. He's a local from Broward as well. Young cat, super hungry. I love his production work that he does. He shot the video for me. Shout out to Sugar. Shout out Sugar. She's in that video. Fact. She's in that video. She killed her appearance. The crazy thing about that record is that I was living on South Beach at the time when I actually recorded that record, and Aston Martin. I was living on South Beach, working in Fort Lauderdale. Aston Martin is in like the North Miami area, and I was going back down home one time. Stopped at his crib. He made the beat, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. I gotta go. I got some stuff to handle. So send me this."
Yeah.
The next day on the way back down, I was like, "Yo, before I get back down, I gotta call you. I gotta pull up. I gotta record this like right now." At the very next, I was like, "Yo, I'm coming over. I'm recording this real quick."
You had it.
Laid it down. He sent it back to me. I sent it to Zenus. Zenus mastered it, and that entire record took like a whole 48 hours to make. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Beautiful process.
Yeah. Facts.
That's good. And I know you're really huge and big into sports and everything like that. So I know the
I know where I showed up.
What this show is really about. But in terms of even the process of when you think about sports and you think about rap, it's so synonymous to each other. Do you ever think about hey, I want to make a song specific to sports or specific to this, so people can kind of get hyped to this song, or kind of vibe more to this song when they're about to go into a game or anything like that? Does that ever cross your mind, or do you just go in and do what you do?
I kind of just go in and do what I do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I try to keep a particular I'd say crowd in mind, sometimes, but I kind of make music for more or less people like me, and people that that I can connect with and that can relate to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really say I make music for everybody. I try to make music for everybody, and I have those universal records, but for the most part, it's a kind of an intimate sound, you know.
You just want those kind of intimate sounds to resonate with everybody.
Exactly. But I feel records like Lamley, what I'm saying, where it can get you kind of focused, in the zone for something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had those records too, but I kind of just tell my story, the way that I see it,
Respect, bro. Respect. What's some of your motivation when creating music? Do you have any artists that you really touched you or reached you, and that's kind of who you model your craft after? Or?
Yeah, facts. I grew up listening to a lot of Jay-Z. Jay-Z's my all-time favorite rapper. I listen to a lot of different genres of music. I can pull inspiration from anything from Jay-Z to Frank Sinatra to Ella Fitzgerald to Santana,
Right.
Do you listen to any country music?
No.
No Billy Ray Cyrus?
Yo, the record's fire, you know what I'm saying? The record's catchy, you know what I'm saying? I respect the record, but I can't say that I go out of my way to listen to any country music.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm definitely on the same boat. I listened to a few country music because I was probably forced to do so, but I wouldn't say country's my go-to. It was more forced into me when I was younger. That's what my aunts used to listen to all the time. So
I got Hispanic heritage, so like I listen to like a lot of like salsa and things like that.
Can you dance to it though?
I might.
see, looking at you, a lot of people probably wouldn't think that you
No,
have.
yeah.
They probably would think, oh, he's all black or all African American, and not think that you.
It's
have
cool.
some-
It's like a cheat code almost.
True. Especially when people try to talk to you and then they say some
Yeah.
slick stuff.
You know how it is, man. You know how
I
it
feel
is.
you.
And just like other people, like, you know, R.I.P. Mac Miller, that was a big influence. I watched him grow up. Currency, I watched him rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? People like, you know, R.I.P. Nipsey as a recent, you know what I'm
R.I.P.
saying?
Nip.
Fact. Just a lot of, I'm very universal in music, so I can draw inspiration from a lot of different sources. Music's universal language.
Yeah, no, true, definitely. Speaking about just like universal things, Nipsey Hussle was, you know, real big on college basketball. He was rooting for Texas Tech. I know the national championship just occurred. It didn't go so good for Texas Tech. Kind of, what do you think about that whole like game and what transpired during that game? And
Go Who's.
It was a big defensive game. I feel like, you know, there was a lot of good defense played, and kind of like the typical championship game when it came down to it. You know, one team kind of wanted it a little more than the other team. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of didn't really. I stopped watching once Duke lost. I'm a big Duke fan, so I kind of Once Duke got knocked out of there, you know, it's baseball season.
Yeah. True.
Bryce Harper.
Me and Sean, me and Natalie would actually talk about it, about the revenge tour that Virginia was on, and then Texas Tech kind of riding the wave of, you know, the Nipsey Hussle murder and things like that. I picked Texas Tech to end up winning, and Natalie picked Virginia to win. So Virginia ended up winning. We did say we wanted to place a bet on it. We didn't get into the specifics of what that bet would be. So we don't really have a end-all, be-all to that bet because we didn't decide actually what the bet was going to end up being. But that's cool. Sean ended up winning that. I thought the game was pretty much, you know, a whatever game too. It got pretty exciting during the end especially. But once I saw that Virginia was playing really hard, I felt like they were going to win the game too. So
yeah, I caught the highlights. I caught a couple of replays. You know, it looked like an exciting game.
Yeah. Once I was watching it during the third quarter because I got out of work, so I ended up seeing the third quarter. And then once the fourth quarter hit and I saw where it was kind of leaning towards, I kind of ended up just going to sleep too. So I watched. Yeah.
Well, as someone who saw the whole game, well, actually before that, I gotta give a shout out to this guy who owned up on his wager, and I got a free lunch out of this guy from winning in our March Madness overall bracket. Again, I know he just referenced the championship game bet that I guess we'll have to revisit later. Go Who's. But yeah, shout out to this guy. We had an amazing little lunch this afternoon, and it's all due to this guy being sorry and picking for teams, I guess. But
he says sorry.
overall, thanks. But I did watch that full game, and Virginia got out to a big lead early, and I thought it was going to be like, oh well, this is it.
Yeah.
Like Texas Tech met their match, but Texas Tech stormed back, took the lead right after that, and then they kept pace the whole game. They both were back and forth, so it ended up being a really good game. Defensive minded, but the offense for Virginia was.
See, I saw that comeback. I saw the comeback, but it just felt like a Virginia game. So I saw when the comeback happened, but I just really didn't believe that Texas Tech was going to end up winning it. Because once I saw that Virginia really controlled most of the game, I was just like, yeah, I think this is pretty much Virginia's to lose. So it pretty much didn't interest me anymore once I started kind of watching it. And RIP to the Nipsey Hussle. One person that really died too young, but you know, I thought they would probably win because of him.
Right.
But it didn't happen that way. You know how it is.
Yeah. They had a hell of a season, though. I mean, to get to the. I don't know how many people thought, other than myself, that they were going to the championship game, but you know.
True. Speaking about Texas Tech, I know this boy is a huge Chiefs fan, specifically Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, my guy.
What did you
Your
think about
MVP.
your MVP?
My
What did you
MVP.
think about their past season this year?
It was a beautiful season. I'm excited for next season. That's all I can really be at this point. You know, it was a beautiful season. I've been a Chiefs fan during some great times, during some bad times. You know, dating back.
A lot of bad times.
A lot of bad times.
Don't disrespect
A
your
little
Chiefs
bit of
name
good
like that.
times, but yeah, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of 7-9, 6-10 seasons. You know,
Yeah. 10-5 and get kicked out the first round. Let's
get kicked out
elaborate
the
on
first
some of
round.
that.
Whoa.
Or back to
No faith in
almost
Tony Ross.
undefeated seasons
Almost.
until we get knocked out the
First
round
round.
by the Colts.
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Come back 27 points. I think it was
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh wow, he's just really going after it here.
Priest Holmes, Tom, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Green, Tony Gonzalez, Scott Fajita, Eric Hicks.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
he's
know
got
the
it
real
all.
ones.
Don't think,
Derek Johnson.
only scrubs, no offensive players.
Oh. Ask him how many defensive players he knows on the Patriots.
We lose a lot of them every year.
Oh.
So I can't name them all. We lose too much.
Man.
Well, hey, he's had it coming. I mean, remember when he had he was bad mouthing the Chiefs, or he wanted the Chiefs to win. He was trying to jump on your bandwagon, and you had no parts of it. You remember that?
So
You didn't want
obviously,
him on. You don't want him on your side.
So obviously, I did think the Chiefs were going to beat the Patriots, but I didn't think that Brady would have such a great, miraculous game when they keep the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. So I
Oh
did
my
pick the
God.
Chiefs to win. But if the Chiefs did get the ball, they would have ended up winning.
He was on fire.
Yeah,
He was on fire.
If you ask me, I think Andy Reid cost me the game.
Ooh. You're just gonna put it on the coach like that?
I'm just gonna put it on the coach like that. I think that last time out that he called, I think if you watch it back, Patty Mahomes was running up to the line to stop the clock to spike the ball.
Yeah.
Then they had one timeout. Patty Mahomes was thinking game time, man.
Ooh.
You don't go to overtime with the Patriots. It's a brand new
Don't.
game.
You
It's a brand
don't.
new game.
That's the problem. You
Patty
go
Mahomes was thinking game time. Andy Reid,
was
I don't know. He called that last time out, and we needed that time out, and that's what fucked us up. I gotta put on the
That's
coach
crazy.
like that.
True. No, I agree with you. It was a pretty heavy game. I think, again, I think the Patriots were the better team. Well, I think the Chiefs were the better team at the time, but I do think the Patriots outsmarted the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can
So
say
I think
that.
that kind of ended up working to their benefit, all in all. Again, I wanted the Chiefs to win, a new regime kind of stepping in, but Patriots are my team, so they ended up winning, and I'm happy with that also.
Hey, fair enough. Well, you talk about two quarterback dominant teams in Patty Mahomes, Tom Brady. Another dominant quarterback throughout the years, Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about his name's been in the news lately with ex-coach Mike McCarthy. What do we think about that, EP?
That's tough. You shouldn't talk about things like that. Like you can't even if it is true. If it's true, you can't exploit things like that. If it's not true, you can't really drag your ex-boss's name to the dirt like that.
Ooh.
Like that's tough, man. That I feel like at a certain level, both of y'all got enough money to just leave each other alone, just be professionals about things. You know what I mean?
True. So
It's drama.
So it was a reporter that kind of wrote about Aaron Rodgers and the coach, kind of dragging both of their names in the dirt almost, kind of showing separation between the two. Aaron Rodgers did come out with a statement saying that he loved Mike McCarthy and always thought that Mike McCarthy would be his coach if they won this past season. But I do think it was kind of fake on his end, because regardless if he signed a 6-year contract or a 5-year contract, whatever, how long it was, that the team is signing off with you. So regardless of if the coach had a great season or if the coach had a bad season, the first person that they get rid of is the coach itself. Right? They're not going to get rid of the quarterback that they signed for $30 million.
Facts.
They're going to get rid of the coach that they signed for $6 or $5 or $4 million. So at the end of the day, who's going to go first, regardless of that contract signing. I don't know. I just thought, his statement was kind of fluffed and not really much to really think about when you're really looking at the bigger picture there.
Hey, in the scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. What? They're both on their own little paths now. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers on the downside of his career. But I don't know.
Is that a hot take?
I mean,
is that a hot take? Did he just?
am I pressing a button here? Auburn guard Jared Harper declares for the draft.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's breaking news.
Just
broke through here.
You heard it first.
You heard it first. Our news guy just came in and got us. Yeah. No, but speaking of that, again, that's all in all it is drama at the end of the day. Another person, there's a lot of drama filled when you hear his name or his initials.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it.
AB. You thought I was gonna
Don't disrespect my boy.
Antonio
AB
Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Now, I saw the shop episode. That was a real episode.
That was the realest episode I ever seen. Now let me just say something before y'all go into bashing AB. What he's doing right now is just him showing that, hey, you guys broke up with me. You guys chose somebody else over me. And I just want y'all to know this is who y'all chose to either be the leader of y'all team or to then lead y'all team. So let me finish.
You feel that?
Let me finish. Juju Smith, he just wants to show that you chose Juju over me, and I want you to know that Juju was asking me for assistance when he was coming up. So when y'all really want to pick and choose who y'all think your next wide receiver may be, remember that he was coming to me first and foremost.
That's petty though. That's like Ray J saying I hit it first.
But did he not hit it first? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Ray J said he hit it first, but
a few other
did
guys
not hit it
hit it
first.
first.
No, okay, cool.
Hit it first.
Cool.
He definitely hit it first.
He hit it first, and she's popping now, right? All right. Same way AB hit Steelers first, and he's popping, and then they want to go ahead and leave him for somebody else who's popping. And then I just want to let you know, I wasn't there first. I handled that first. I made y'all who y'all are, and then y'all go ahead and get rid of me like I'm some disposable piece of paper or something.
I just want to say I'm not comparing Juju Smith to Kanye West at all.
Yeah, no,
not at all. But who has a better year this year, Juju or AB?
AB.
Maybe.
For sure.
I'm going Juju.
You think the thing is, AB was their number one, Juju was their number two.
Facts.
So Juju got a lot of opportunities because AB was their number one. But when you make Juju their number one only, who else is behind him?
What was his like the stat line? What was his box score the
Juju
day that
had
Juju
1,000
missed?
yards.
No, not the overall year. The game that Juju got that AB got suspended.
AB was only out one game, the last game.
So what did Juju have? What was his stat line?
I'm not sure.
You could look at something like that where they don't have AB.
But if you think it's just one game over a span of 16 games, it's completely different. Yeah. So let's think about, hey, AB does this consistently through 16 games. Juju only had to do it for one game missing AB. Obviously, they probably assumed that AB might play anyways. So again, they had to practice for both. But when one only showed up, it's like, okay, now we only have one we have to worry about. He's still balled out, but at the end of the day, it's like,
I mean, yeah. What is he? Is he 21 yet? I don't even know. But I mean, I honestly, I think he's gonna be better than AB.
Over how long? Because AB did it for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juju's 21, and he was already about to take over AB.
Was he about to take over?
AB led in touchdowns, but I think Juju led in receptions and yards.
Yeah,
or
he led in receptions
so
and
it's
yards.
like, bro.
So was he about to take over, or was Ben intentionally throwing the ball to him to make him seem like he's ready to take over?
That's fine. And then I guess we'll find out when he continues to throw the ball to
But the only mistake we're making is that
Derek Carr
is not the same quarterback as Ben Roethlisberger. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you think AB?
I say AB's gonna have a better season.
Yeah, and then
I think Juju. So we'll revisit that as it comes, and we don't have to go ahead.
Quick thing before we finish this topic. A few safeties did say they were going to target AB when he let out his emotions in regards to Juju Smith. So I want to see kind of how that ends up playing out.
Suspensions, helmet to helmets.
Yeah, because they did say they were like, that's like a
and they might stun AB. Maybe AB pulls up short one time and doesn't try to catch it. And
We'll see how that goes.
Dante Hall.
We'll see how that goes.
Dante Hall didn't need to do all that though.
Pull the back
All he had to do was just do
Yeah.
I thought you meant like pulling up short. Like nah, I got what you mean. Now.
Yeah.
But no, we don't have to wait too much longer. Well, we do, but
Preseason.
August 1st, preseason. First game's gonna be the Hall of Fame game. Broncos Falcons. Joe Flacco, Matty Ice, Matt Ryan.
Nice.
Again, preseason games, you might, get a couple guys who kind of prove themselves a little bit, but it's always as advertised. It's pretty uninteresting.
Yeah, every team will probably go one quarter with their main players and sit them out. So we'll see how that goes. What do you think about that, EP?
I'm excited for the Chiefs and Packers game.
Chiefs
Last
and Packers.
Last week of the preseason.
There he goes. He's just infatuated with these Packers.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why.
I'm surprised he said Aaron Rodgers is on the downfall of his career.
Yeah, that was a little slight.
Is that a slight?
Yeah.
So.
I'm just tired of the discount double check.
Hey, State Farm, cut the check.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, man.
But I guess we'll see. Hey, no disrespect. Aaron Rodgers is great, but I'm just saying I think he's on the downside. Let's stay healthy a little bit and let's make some good decisions.
True.
And we'll see how he finishes up his career.
We'll see. But another player, I would say, that's on the kind of downside of his career. The boy, Dwayne Wade.
That's not a slight either.
It's not a slight. Year 16. It's his final game tonight.
Home game. Final home game
against
one last dance against the boys. So again,
Philadelphia.
This is no disrespect to the man himself, Dwayne Wade, but I am a Sixers fan, so I gotta just show my counterpart here, Slim, that Nays about that. Let's go, JoJo.
We'll see. Who do you think wins the game tonight, and how much do you think Wade has in his last game? Well, not his last game, his last home game.
Home game in Miami.
Miami.
Right.
It's Kobe when I was 60. Remember that?
I remember that. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
4 years ago to this date.
You definitely say he win because they gotta win to get to. They gotta put Wade in the playoffs at least one round.
Ooh, I like that.
I say Heat win. I say Wade. I give Wade a double.
Okay.
I give Wade. Let's say 22.
22?
22 and
29, 22.
All right, it will say I give Wade 26 and 11.
26 and 11.
11 what?
11 rebounds or assists?
Assists.
Whenever he says blocks, Wade comes out here and just snuffs 11 times.
So what do you think? How do you think the game is going to go?
I think Wade has a spectacular game. I think they maybe let him do. I don't actually know if Jimmy's. Shame on me if Jimmy and some of the guys are playing tonight. Even though, I think they have the 3 seed locked up, so won't be surprised if this man 2-1 sits and rests his foot, knee.
He needs to. He looks a little hurt.
But I think Wade's gonna have himself a game. Maybe let's go with 25. I would like to see him get a triple-double.
Triple-double.
Let's just say whatever.
20.
Like 25, 10, 10, maybe with a couple steals or something. I don't know.
Nah, I'm running with that.
Triple-double.
He might also get dunked on hard
by who?
Ben Simmons.
Don't disrespect Wade like that. Wade blocking everything.
Yeah.
No disrespect. Got you, bro.
How y'all feel about Zaire though? His son.
Ooh.
Have y'all seen his highlight reels?
I've seen his
He's
highlights.
just like Bronny, right? Their sons are both good.
He can ball, but he doesn't get as much respect as LeBron James' son.
LeBron Jr.
LeBron James?
Yeah. But I think Wade's son. You saw when he crossed up Tim Hardaway and took that fadeaway shot? I don't know if y'all saw that during the little summer league.
I did.
He crossed up Tim Hardaway, NBA player. Yeah. And right over the top of him to win the game.
Crazy.
Come on. That's Dwayne Wade-esque.
Yo, bro, I caught one game. I want to catch more next year. I know he's like a senior this year.
Yeah, at Heritage.
Yeah, at Heritage. I caught one game last year and
yeah, he's a real deal.
Yes,
when he comes out, I mean, hopefully a lot more schools kind of recruit him because right now I think only like Nebraska or Marquette have recruited him. Hopefully,
Hey,
a
let
lot
him go
more
to
teams.
Marquette.
Yo,
fuck.
shout out to Zaire. 'Cause,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
You got moves,
You
cuz.
do really good.
Yeah, facts.
No, but I think Wade will have 40 points tonight. 40. Yeah. I ain't scared. 40 points tonight. He's going to go out with 10 assists. 40
Okay.
points and 10 assists. And then the Heat will win the game. Again, they're going to need to win out. So they'll probably have to win both games to make the playoffs. And then hopefully Charlotte and Detroit end up losing out. So we can end up winning the game. But yeah, I think Wade pulls
40
through.
goal.
40.
I like
just
that.
to let
40
him know.
Pointers.
40 pointers.
40 pointers.
Hey.
All right. Well,
I'm just saying. You see?
I see it.
Ain't no question.
Hey, well, you know what?
What are you doing?
In honor of the Heat tonight,
Hey, I'm draped down the layers.
got something for you, man.
Oh!
The signed Heat ball. That's not Wade's signature. Don't get all excited. That's Dion Waiters, still DW.
This is Dion.
You got Dion Waiters' signature, and I got a couple pieces of memorabilia for you. You can wave this tonight
Wow, this guy.
as the squad's
fine.
leaving. Couple Heat tees for you.
Oh, this guy
You know
right
what I
here.
mean? I might be wearing the Sixers jersey, but I still respect. All right, man.
Hey,
So,
respect.
nothing but love for you, man.
Thank
Nothing
you.
but
I
love for you.
appreciate it.
That's what's Slim right there.
This is another episode of Slim and Nate's Take. We have the amazing EP with us today.
Thanks for stopping by,
Thanks
brother.
for stopping
Thanks for
by.
having me.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good night, you guys.
Catch
Take
you
care.
next time. Peace.